Right, so yeah, my bad back has come back again, so I've been plagued with pain again. So I'm not doing a lot at the moment, but I've been working on bits and bobs, and you know about my uh, going back to my concentric magnet assemblies and everything. I wanted to talk about something that um, I've been thinking about doing a solid state version. Obviously, you remember, I don't know if you've watched the earlier videos where I did the large, oops, where I did the the large concentric sixes with the magnet arrays in the magnetite and the actuation on that. Um, I was thinking about revisiting that on a solid state version. Now, obviously, it did come to my attention a few years back that what's his name? Tom Bearden apparently had built a transformer uh, using something very similar. This is Tom Bearden's um, electromagnetic generator. Now, I was looking at his design the other day. I mean, I've looked at it before, and he uses two small actuator input coils on each side of the magnet, which is very similar to what I was building actually. But he obviously had much better. He was using monocrystalline apparently, or single crystal ferrite material. Nanocrystalline actually is what it says. Well, anyway, I can't afford to buy all that stuff because it's expensive material. But yeah, anyway, he used a single magnet in the middle of the transformer. Now, because of my chokes that I've been making, I kind of stuck some magnets on each side of the choke because there's no way to stick the magnet in the middle because of the compactness of the laminations, and I'd have to get new laminations cut, which I can't afford to do anyway right now. Money's short, money's tight. I can't afford to do that right now. But I was looking at my concentric sixes, which I originally cast in molds. You might remember I actually did these in a mold. They weren't 3D printed, and I was thinking about actually building something similar to what Tom Bearden did, but my own design. Because if I use my concentric, whereas he's got his magnet in the middle there, right in the centre of a rectangular core assembly, I want to really try and source some material and build a frame around this and have a coil on each side to actuate my magnetic flux, which it does bias it quite easily if you as I showed previously. Well, you have to go and look at my older videos from about 5 years ago, so I'm not going to start repeating myself. I'm holding a phone right now and it's difficult to show you really. Well, I'll try and give you a little, let me just see if I can just give you a little preview. If the phone doesn't fall off the table. But basically I've shown this before many times. I get bored of showing it actually, but if it's biased on one side with a magnet, it's actually pulling and pushing equally at the same time on this side, but on the other side that's activated and that is deactivated. And let me just try and I'm not going to mess about with too much because I'm not in the mood, to be honest with you. But by biasing this side, we actuate the field on the other side, as you can see. Right, by taking that one away, it turns it off. I've shown this many times. So yeah, You get the idea. But it's a balanced field because the magnets are alternated around the as if I show you this, it's alternated, so it's a balanced field. It cancels itself out unless it's actually stimulated, actuated on one side. But you need the coil to shape the flux lines. That's why Tom Bearden's idea is very good. It's just expensive. It probably works as well. But I'm not replicating his. I'm doing my own thing, because there's only so many ways you can skin a cat, as they say. There's only so many ways you can build a transformer, and there's the right way and the wrong way. And so far, we've had some pretty close methods, but not the perfect way, if you know what I mean. There's right ways and wrong ways, but there's also better and worse ways as well. But at the moment, I've got more power at the moment with my dual coil choke system. I'm not using the middle one at the moment. The middle one's not connected. That terminates to these wires sticking out the back here. I'm tapped into the end choke coil and this end choke coil, and both of these go to the exit or the low impedance coils, which I've swapped my toroids around. If you might notice, I've actually taken the larger one, I moved it across there, and I swapped it with that one. So I moved that one, it was over there, so that we have a better cascade, a more even behaviour, because the two exit or the two low impedance lines are now there, and they're connected to my choke. And as you can see, we are getting better than 50 milliamps. We're now getting 70 milliamps, but that's at 10.1 volts on the output stage on the supercapacitors right now. Oh, I'm not sure what it was last time when I was showing you on the video, but it's actually at 10.1 volts at the moment. So that's what's going up there. About 40 milliamps, but we've got a little bit of daylight still, so there's a little bit of supplement. And yeah, there's my LEDs lighting up. It wants retuning again. I've been fiddling around with it actually a bit ago, tuning things in and winding these coils with 22 SWG wire. My coil winder, which I use, there's the label from the wire that I got. It's 22 SWG, and that's what's left so far. So used quite a bit of wire actually. I did another coil, but it got a bit rough on that one. So that was at 1.6 ohms DC resistance. These two coils on here are about these two end coils are at 1.5 ohms DC resistance, 22 SWG wire wound on the transformer, and because there's a bit of daylight, it's supplementing the supercapacitor a little bit, but it's not really charging much at the moment. It's because it's gone into twilight mode. So I'm just running a little test at the moment because I want to see how stable this is, and yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, input current is at 340 milliamps, but I'm getting to the end of my tether at the moment, to be honest with you, because I've got no money to progress further right now, and with my medical situation as well, I just can't find the energy to keep pushing it all the time, and I'm just not getting anywhere. I don't feel like I'm getting very far. I need to move on to that solid state version, but that's to get some laminations cut to do that. I mean, I could use some of my existing laminations, but they are a bit small. They're not the same width. They're actually different thickness. The laminations that I actually got here, these things, they're 0.9 millimeters thick, and the existing laminations that are in these transformers are 0.5 millimeters thick, so they don't match up. They're not the same thickness. These are all 0.9 millimeters thick, edgeways. Can't really see very well, I know. But yeah, so I've been thinking about some new designs, how to do that with my existing concentric magnet arrays. So I thought I'd do an update. I did do a video the other day, but I kind of made it private. Well, not private, unlisted, because I made a mistake in it, and I'd got something backwards on it, the design. So I thought, well, there's no point in sharing that because it just goes down a garden path in the wrong direction. So yeah, the basic concept is right, but you've got to keep you've got to keep the system balanced, otherwise you're not going to gain anything. That's the key. Yeah. So anyway, just a little update on things, and as you can see, we are doing better. We've got a bit more output there. Our input current's dropped to 340 milliamps right now. We're at 10.4 volts on the output, and we're currently still driving at 26 volts. So with 26 volts DC pulsed, at 340 milliamps, half cycle. Yeah. So anyway, that's all for now. I'm hoping that I can kind of get some money. I don't know when, but yeah. So I need to either find another solution, find some material online that I can use, maybe ferrite bars or something to make my frame, which is what I'm looking at right now. But everything with all this virus thing and everything that's going around, it's just, price is just crazy right now. Everything seems to be going up in price, so it's a bit hard right now. So that's all right. That's all right now. So I'll catch you all later, hopefully.